Chicago, Illinois. Summer of 1983. A bricklayer and part-time handyman Jerry Ross was cutting a piece of wood for his house window trim using an electric saw. In the process, Ross released the saw's power trigger with his right hand, and reached for the piece of wood with his left. Unbeknownst to Ross, the electric saw was still rotating in a high speed, even after he stopped pressing the trigger. To make the matter worse, the saw lacked any hand guard on its sides to prevent contact with its operator. Within a matter of seconds, the saw sliced through Ross's left wrist, severely injuring him. Clenching to his wounded arm, Ross hurried to a hospital, only to find out that it was too late. According to Dr. Elof Eriksson, the plastic surgeon who examined Ross's injury, the contact with the rotating blade almost completely severed Ross's left hand from the forearm at the level of the wrist. Only a narrow skin bridge and 3 tendons remained connecting the forearm to the hand. The bones in Ross's injured hand were manually realigned by driving pins through the bones and into the forearm. The damage to severed blood vessels and nerves had to be re-etched and reactivated using microsurgical instruments. In the process, a nerve from Ross' lower leg had to be removed and grafted into a missing gap in the median nerve of his left hand. After the long and painful process of healing his wrist, Ross underwent a course of rehabilitation therapy for more than a year. Shortly thereafter, Ross filed a product liability lawsuit against the manufacturer of the saw. In the trial of Ross vs. Black & Decker Incorporated, he argued that the defendant company's failure to design an adequate safety measure was the cause of the injury. A jury ruled in favor of Ross, the plaintiff, and concluded that Black & Decker was liable for failing to manufacture the saw with proper side guards. The jury further awarded Ross $2 million in compensatory damage for the plaintiff's economic and emotional losses, and $10 million in punitive damage as a punishment for the defendant company's willful disregard for the rights and safety of others.